AITA. Am I the a-hole for putting my low-functioning autistic brother in a permanent care home and not letting him live with me? My older brother, Liam, name changed, was born with low-functioning autism. Since I was born, my life, and my choices and everything I wanted to do took a backseat compared to my brother. My parents doted on him and bought him everything, anything I would ask for got shot down. They always told me that he needed things to stay calm, and I should adjust since I was not autistic. He was not expected to do anything around the house, even though he was fully capable of doing a lot of things, and I had to do everything from cooking to taking care of him while both my parents worked. I had nothing memorable in my childhood, as I spent all of it taking care of him. As I grew older, my mother would always say that it was my responsibility to take care of him when they pass away, to have him live with me so he will always have family, and that I was born to take care of him. She would tell me I'm an angel for my brother, to help him in his life. I hated it. I had dreams of my own, goals I wanted to achieve, but my friends and parents told me I was being insensitive. But when I hit 18, I took off. I left home and moved across the country and left a note saying I will be doing what I wanted to and did not care about what my parents wanted me to do. My family and friends called me heartless, and bombarded me with calls demanding I come back, but I refused and cut contact. Recently my parents passed away. I got a call from my cousin, one of the only people who seemed to understand. Having been away from them for so many years, I did not feel anything but a slight sadness. I traveled to my city and was told that my brother was living with our aunt temporarily. I visited him before the funeral, and my family pretended like they had not spent all these years, calling me heartless and sending me hate. They hugged and welcomed me. It was strange. Then they gave me all the bags with my brother's stuff, and told me that he would be moving in with me. I laughed, which seemed to anger them. I told them that if they were going to dump my brother on me, I will put him in a care home. The whole family erupted into screaming at me and I left the house. I decided I had to get this over with, and called up a reputable care home in my city, and made provisions for my brother to stay there permanently. I picked my brother up and a week later, dropped him off there. He didn't mind and he never speaks, but said goodbye and nothing else. I'm paying for this out of my own pocket. My wife told me that he can live with us if it was required, but I said that is not happening. My family found out and have been blowing up my phone again, calling me an abandoner, a horrible person, insensitive. My wife told me again that he can stay with us, and I said I would hate that. I spent 18 years of my life being not a child, but a caretaker for my brother. She understood, but my family hates me. Even my cousin said I have made the wrong decision. I feel more guilty than I ever have. So I'm asking AITA? Am I the a-hole? NTA. Not the a-hole. You weren't born to be their caretaker. If your family is getting so upset over it, why aren't they stepping up and offering, since it must be so easy to care for them, if they are willing to try and force it on you? NTA. Not the a-hole. If your family really cared about your brother and not about appearances, then one of them would take him in. You're in no way qualified to take care of a low-functioning autistic adult. You have no credentials, no studies based in specified medical health care, I assume, nor do you have the free time. Again, I assume you're not a billionaire with nothing but time and money on your hands. You hadn't seen him for over a decade. It's unreasonable, unfair, and wrong for them to assume that someone who hadn't seen him for an entire decade would just up and become a bona fide professional caretaker. Your parents were garbage, I'm sorry to say. How on earth could your mother literally just tell you, while you were a child, that you were born to become your older brother's caretaker? Like, Jesus, looking at all of this makes me feel like you might be the only one who's actually looking at your brother as an actual person. You're paying for professional care, at a reputable place that can actually meet your brother's needs. Does your family not understand that your brother is a whole-ass person? Taking care of a whole other human being with low-functioning autism is different from taking care of a dog with special conditions. It really sounds like your family just wants to look good. I can't believe they packed everything, and had all his bags ready to just get rid of your brother before the funeral even happened. That's heartless. How could they bag him up like a hamster they're just trying to pass off to someone else? I think that as long as you check up on him every now, make sure the care home isn't abusing him or slacking on taking care of him, then it's all good. AITA. I can't understand how your parents favored one child over the other, and neglected you so much that you felt very little sadness about their passing. You were a child, not a free caretaker. You've made the right decision. As I grew older, my mother would always say that it was my responsibility to take care of him when they pass away, to have him live with me so he will always have family, and that I was born to take care of him. She would tell me I'm an angel for my brother, to help him in his life. Wow, I am so sorry you were told this. You are fully allowed to do what you want in life. Your parents made you a third parent, and I can't stress how wrong that is. But how does your brother feel about this? Even though you have put him in a care home, perhaps you could visit him occasionally. All of this is not his fault, and perhaps he feels hurt over this whole ordeal. I explained everything to him, and he did not listen to much but did not mind staying in the care home. When I took him there, he seemed no different than he was back home. AITA, but you can look into a care facility near you and your wife. Since you are paying for his care, are you his guardian legally? You should also speak with a counselor to process your own feelings and heal from your burdens. Good luck, and don't be so hard on yourself. You have already done more than most. I did that. The care home is in my city, an hour's drive away from our house. Yes, I am his guardian now. Thank you for your kind words. AITA, but as the father of 2 sons on the autism spectrum, and a caretaker for an uncle who is a paranoid schizophrenic, I am heartbroken reading this. Regardless if you wanted to take your brother into your home or not, with low-functioning autism you may not be capable of taking care of his needs. Putting him in an appropriate facility may be what is actually best for him. Don't feel guilty for that part. As to your parents, it was wrong for them to not try their best to teach him life skills, or even have him do daily chores. It was wrong of them to force you into the role of caretaker. It's all too common for the parents of children with disabilities to coddle them or not hold them accountable. Unfortunately, that is especially destructive for them when compared to a neutral typical child, because the disabled child is way more vulnerable when the parents pass away. So don't feel guilty for that part either. But consider this part: you may be the only one left for your brother. You didn't ask for that, but neither did he. And what's worse is that he probably doesn't understand it. Please don't have feelings of blame towards him for the messed up decisions of your parents. Most people don't realize, but it is so common for families of disabled people to cut them off. The disabled may not understand what is going on, but they still feel loneliness and abandonment like anyone else. For your brother's sake, and for yours as well, please don't cut him out of your life. If you are willing, I'd suggest taking him out for lunch regularly, or whatever activity you both like. It can be once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once every month, doesn't matter, just something consistent. Doing this will help you build a relationship with him, while not infringing on your own personal life too much. This may work for you. It also wouldn't hurt to join autism groups online. There are several on Facebook. I wish you the best of luck. AITA. If your extended family cares that much, they can take him in. You are a person, deserving of individual autonomy and care. You gave 18 years, are they willing to give 18? Are they willing to cover the costs? No. They're all hat and no cattle. My wife told me that he can live with us if it was required. Bless her heart. She has no idea what that would actually look like, does she? Anta.